Hello, everybody. My name is Andre, and today we're going to speak a little bit of truth today. And it's going to be a hard truth to tell you guys, but you don't own your games. That's not a conspiracy, that's just legal reality. You could lose access to everything in your library tomorrow, and there's nothing we can do about it. Valve, EA, Ubisoft, they all can flip that switch, and that's it, game over. Now, players are finally say no more. There's a movement going on, and this movement is called Stop Killing Games. And it's not just a protest, it's a reckoning for the gaming industry. Over 1.2 million people have signed a petition demanding real change, and this industry is terrified. Today we're talking about what this movement really means, why AA publishers are in panic mode, and how this could reshape the entire digital ownership forever, because this isn't just about games, this is about everything we buy online. So this movement all started with Ross Scott, aka Accursed Farms. His video didn't just go viral, it went nuclear in the gaming world. Basically, he said what gamers have felt for years: stop deleting what we already paid for. He called out Ubisoft for delisting The Crew, a game that was shut down in 2024, even for physical disc owners. That means even if you bought the game in the store, it's unable to play due to always online DRM. He called out EA for plans to sunset dozens of older titles from 2024 and in future 2025, including Mirror's Edge and Battlefield 1943. No server, no game, just as simple as that. They're gone forever. The community responded, and we responded heavily. YouTubers like Most Critical, Amongst God, and even PewDiePie, and some investigation journalists like Skill Up joined the conversation as well. And the result, over 1 million signatures and petitions globally for Stop Killing Games. This isn't some frail movement. This is a tidal wave, and it's moving fast. It's starting to scare the hell out of the people on the top of the gaming industry. When the industry speaks up, it's usually to try to sell you something, but this time they're defending themselves. Video Games Europe, that's a group made up every single publisher, Sony, Microsoft, EA, Takes-Two, Epic, and Ubisoft, released a 2,000-word document trying to calm the storm about Stop Killing Games. So here's the gist. They said, server shutdowns are complicated. Private servers pose security risks. This is about protecting the players. I doubt that, guys. No, it's not. This is about control. No more, no less. These companies want the right to charge us $70 for a live service skeleton, like Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, that dropped back in early 2024. And that flopped so hard because players complained so bad about the always online requirements. And they also want to be able to release games out for a short period of time that they think are gonna do bad, and then cancel it after a few months' time to avoid backlash. Think upcoming games like Concord and Far Games, which are already facing a lot of backlash for their always online designs. They also want the ability to limit on refunds, because legally they said you never own it. So no more of the days of us trying out a game and then returning it because it's not what we thought it would be. That also gives the gaming industry the ability to silence a lot of backlash through license agreements, bans, or ignoring us altogether. This is nothing but fraud just dressed up in legal jargon BS. Stop Killing Games is here to peel the mask off of all the fraud and stop the BS once and for all. Here's what the gaming industry don't want us to understand. We don't own our digital games. We just own a license, a temporary revocable permission slip, and that license can be changed, removed, or erased anytime they want. So let me break it down for you. If you buy a game, you were promised a certain feature, content, or multiplayer. The gaming industry can change it without even asking you or letting us know. No refunds, no opt-out, just nothing. Ubisoft EULAs even require us users to uninstall and destroy their copies of games after the end of service. So let that sink in for you. They want you to delete something that we already paid for. So what's gonna come later on? Maybe next they're gonna start requiring us to film it, maybe even send them pictures of the game being destroyed. So what the heck is that? Some weird humiliation kink? Because given Ubisoft's reputation of how they run their company, I wouldn't be surprised nonetheless. It's not just about deletion and deletion of games, it's about surveillance, it's censorship, and it's power and control. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 uses an AI moderation tool to monitor live voice chat, it flags what you say in real time. So say something that doesn't agree with their community guidelines, you could be muted, banned, or even shadow banned. No appeal, no transparency. And don't get me wrong, the old Xbox chat used to be wild back in the day, but I also know current times, given like TikTok, AI moderation could also be oversensitive. So that could be a really strong gray area and just makes you feel uncomfortable playing the game and watching how you speak with your friends online. Capcom passed Resident Evil 4 remake in 2024 to lock down on modding tools post-launch. Why? Because some idiot used a new skin on stream. But why does one person's stupidity makes the entire gaming community have to suffer? Mods used to be the soul of PC gaming. Mods used to be the soul of PC gaming. Now they're considered to be unauthorized alterations. Think of how much mods have done for the community to keep games alive over the years. Think of Elder Scrolls Online. Definitely that comes to mind with just the numerous amount of mods that keeps that game enjoyable. Gaming publishers have positioned themselves to be our judge, censor, and data harvester, and they're hiding behind the idea of that they're protecting the players while they're leaking our private info like a broken faucet anyway. But now they're claiming that they're protecting our info as if they already didn't sell it. Sony lost over 100 million user data, Nintendo over 300 million accounts. Epic, Capcom, Fortnite, all the same story. They just don't even bother to count it anymore. So please spare us the security lecture like we're idiots. Here's the real danger and the real opportunity. This movement isn't just about video game, it's about every digital product. If government steps in and define digital ownership as real ownership, it could hit ebooks, so no more Amazon deleting your Kindle purchases. It could be music, you keeping your albums even if the labels pulled the licenses. Movies, no more vanishing content from your streaming library, and software like Adobe locking you out of your projects. And that even hits apps that forces you to pay again for newer versions of that same app that used to be free. The second someone says you bought this, it's yours, the digital marketplace collapses into accountability. That means refunds, offline modes, real consumer protection, and they're terrified about that. Once upon a time, you bought a cartridge or a disc, and that was it. You owned it. You could sell it, you can lend it to a friend, you could play it forever because you owned that. Then came digital storefronts like Steam, Xbox Live, and PSN. And at first, it was amazing, great idea. We got free updates, multiplayer support, post-launch content, but then later on, companies got greedy and they became liars. Suddenly, day one patches were expected. Publishers stopped shipping full games, they shipped promises. They cut content to sell DLC. They removed QA to patch later. They turned inventory slots, XP boosts, and even cutscenes into microtransactions. Games weren't games anymore. They were casinos, they were stores, and worst of all, they were just metrics. And we played along because we had no choice. But now we do with Stop Killing Games. This is why this movement matters so much, because this industry isn't just gonna fix itself, it needs to be forced to fix itself. And that's what's happening. Gamers are boycotting launches. Think back again to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League 2024. That flopped under backlash and player loss. They're refusing to pre-order games like Concord and Fair Games due to concerns about monetization and DRMs. They're sharing tools, petitions, and info. They're lifting each other up and not just complaining, but we're organizing. What we want is simple: control over things that we paid for, ownership that can't be revoked, preservation for our memories and our art, respect for our time, our money, and loyalty. The industry isn't used to hearing no, so now that they're hearing it a million times, and you know what, it's actually working. This isn't nostalgia, this isn't whining, this is about the future of gaming, because if we don't push back now, then 10 years later, our library is going to be a graveyard. We're not just fighting for old games, we're fighting for the right to own anything in a digital world. My name is Andre. Until next time, stay smart, stay strong, and stay alpha.